Hey everyone, let's just jump right in. Welcome to this explainer on business continuity testing methods. Look, if you're gearing up for the CIA Part 2 exam, you already know business continuity management, or BCM, is an absolutely massive topic. So today, we're zooming in specifically on the testing phase. The goal here is simple. We're going to help you quickly distinguish between each type of test so you can nail those tricky scenario questions on exam day with total confidence. Okay, here's our roadmap for today. First, why we test BCM. Second, low-intensity reviews and discussions. Third, medium-intensity communication testing. Fourth, high-intensity execution and operational testing. Fifth, those tricky internal auditor exam traps. And finally, a summary and memory shortcut to take with you. All right, Section 1, why we actually test BCM. So think about this for a second. Why do a perfect, pristine plan and a completely failed recovery look exactly the same right before a disaster strikes? Well, because without testing, a business continuity plan is literally just a stack of paper. Or, a PDF sitting on a server. Untested plans give us a really dangerous false sense of security. And that is exactly why, as internal auditors, we have to evaluate an organization's true ability to keep operations running and restore critical processes when things go completely sideways. We can't just take management's word for it, right? We have to see actual proof that the plan works in the real world. And the IIA actually holds us to a super strict standard here. Testing is absolutely not optional. In fact, large-scale exercises of BCM programs and plans should be conducted at least annually. Seriously, mentally highlight that, at least annually. This is absolutely crucial to make sure the organization maintains real disaster readiness, especially since technology, personnel, and business processes are constantly changing. Now, to master the 6 different testing methods for your exam, we're going to build what I like to call a 4-step escalation ladder of intensity. It's like climbing a staircase. We start down at the bottom with review-based exercises, step up to discussion-based, then communication-based, and finally, we hit the absolute peak with execution-based testing. Keeping this ladder in your mind is going to be a real game changer for deducing the right answers on test day. Moving right along to Section 2, low-intensity reviews and discussions. Okay, at the very bottom step of our intensity ladder, we've got the desk check. And honestly, it is exactly what it sounds like. It's just a review of the written plan to make sure the documentation is accurate. This is literally the least invasive type of exercise you can do. You don't need to gather a big team. You're definitely not shutting down any servers. You just need someone to sit at their desk, read through the plan, and basically say, yep, these names, phone numbers, and server locations look right on paper. Think of it like checking if the emergency call tree is up to date. Super simple. Stepping up just a bit, we hit the orientation or plan walkthrough. This is another really low-intensity event where employees informally walk through the document together. The whole goal here is just to make sure team members actually understand their new roles, the basic content of the plan, and its format. Picture getting the new crisis management team into a room just to read through who is doing what. Actually, the source material notes that normally this doesn't even count as a real test in the operational sense. It's really more of an educational alignment session. So now we step up into the discussion-based category with the tabletop exercise. Here, the team simulates an emergency situation, but they do it in a totally informal, stress-free environment. Imagine sitting around a comfortable conference room table. They get handed a scenario, say a sudden massive flood, and they just discuss what they would do. The main purpose is helping team members thoroughly grasp their roles and responsibilities during a crisis, rather than focusing on executing actual system processes. All right, Section 3, medium-intensity communication testing. So communication testing actually moves us out of the conference room. This method involves making real contact with business partners and employees. When you look at the objectives here, you can totally see why this step matters. It lets you validate contact information, train participants on mass notification systems, and ensure all those tools are configured correctly. Like actually sending out a test text alert to all staff to see who doesn't get it. Crucially, this helps you spot communication gaps where timely messaging might just completely fail during a real disaster. Now for Section 4, high-intensity execution and operational testing. Okay, here is where things get really serious. An IT environment walkthrough involves conducting an announced or unannounced disaster simulation. The absolute critical difference here is that documented system recovery procedures are actually being executed. IT staff are actively working to isolate problems or store data and bring systems back online in a simulated environment. Think of the IT department literally trying to spin up a secondary backup server just to see if the data loads properly. It's totally hands-on. Finally, at the very top of our escalation ladder, the whole shebang, end-to-end testing. This is the most intensive and comprehensive method there is. It determines whether an application is performing exactly as designed from start to finish. But most importantly, it validates live connectivity to the organization's production site. Imagine a bank switching entirely to its backup data center for a whole weekend just to process real customer transactions. You are proving, without a shadow of a doubt, that the entire business continuity chain actually works in a live environment. For us as auditors, this provides the absolute highest level of assurance. Moving on to Section 5, Internal Auditor Exam Traps. Listen up, because this is the biggest trap you'll face on the exam. Do not, under any circumstances, confuse the two walkthroughs. An orientation or plan walkthrough is just a stress-free reading of the document in a room. It's a review. But an IT environment walkthrough is a highly intensive operational simulation where systems are actually being touched and tested. It's execution-based. The exam writers totally know these terms sound alike, and they will absolutely try to catch you off guard. Always look for the clues in the scenario. Are they just talking through the plan, or are they literally executing IT recovery procedures? So why do we as internal auditors even care about this distinction? Well, we have to correctly identify these methods so we can evaluate if an organization is relying way too heavily on low-intensity checks instead of truly testing their operational resilience. If a company only ever does desk checks and tabletop exercises, they are not genuinely prepared for a real disaster. And it's on the auditor to call that out and recommend some serious execution-based testing. Almost done. Section 6, Summary and Memory Shortcut. I want you to take a mental screenshot of this matrix right here. Lock it in, because this is your ultimate exam shortcut. By tying each of the 6 methods to its specific category, review, discussion, communication, or execution, and assigning it an intensity level from 1 to 6, you can instantly eliminate wrong answers. If a question asks for an execution-based test, you immediately know to look for an IT environment walkthrough or end-to-end testing, and you can just toss the rest out. Understanding this whole progression ensures you can actually fulfill your role effectively. As internal auditors, we provide vital assurance on business resilience. By accurately evaluating these controls and testing methods, we provide the kind of valuable recommendations that enhance our organization's adaptability and guarantee that crucial data is available when it matters the absolute most. So keep this ladder of intensity in the back of your mind as you study. And as you review your own organization's practices, I want you to ask yourself, if a major disruption hit your company today, which test would you wish you had performed yesterday? A simple desk check or a full end-to-end test? Knowing what it truly takes to guarantee business resilience is the mark of a truly great internal auditor. All right, thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer. Keep studying hard, and I'll catch you in the next one.